We'll see who's the better Zarya. Gen.G on the attack, though. I know people like to play mystery heroes and spawn, so I'm gonna wait and see what really comes out. Probably the Sombra 3-2-1 so far. Oberon is looking for that hook on the Sombra. See, people did that yesterday and I was confused, but Heurix did explain to me the hook. Try to get that first pig onto the Sombra, see if you can discover her, get that first pig, big opener. But back to the Reinhardt he goes. Sombra 3-2-1 with Glister still in the lineup. Going through security on the right side, but Meta Athena hold on to the high ground. That means they can pick when they want to engage. And having half on that high ground means some pretty spicy anti-nades could be coming in. Biotic grenades, if you will. Gen.G going to the top left. I mean, Meta Athena already dropped down. Now they have the high ground, Anakin. Copyright. Gen.G dropped down. Now it's the tango of the Reinhardts. But he has to be kind of aware where Teru is. And Inhyuk is like, team? Team? Please. Okay, we're good. We're getting back towards the point. Gen.G, or sorry, Meta Athena, wasting time. They did spot Glister on that high ground. Great stun and reaction from them. Gen.G, do they still want to attack? Seems like the answer is no. They're trying to back out. They've already lost Oberon. Quick whip. Meta Athena on the defense now. They were able to farm a little bit faster of their EMP, but not by much. Mainly, Inhyuk was able to swing away and get himself to a shatter. Creative doesn't have the trance yet. Maybe he's able to get to it before Inhyuk finds that opportunity, which would be able to save Oberon like he usually does. Gen.G through security again. It's going to be maybe the EMP that decides this. Jerry's going to have it as Gen.G rotate towards the right. I think Glister already had the translocate out and got discovered again. Getting towards high energy. Wuyal is going to be looking maybe to either try and win this fight out cleanly without ultimates or waiting for Glister, but can they survive? Creative doesn't have trans yet. There's the EMP from Jerry. Hits everyone, but Creative got trans just in time. Unfortunately, was not able to save Oberon in that situation, so Gen.G, they're already backing out. Meta Athena recognizing that. Now they're playing aggressive. Letting them escape possibly, or maybe just trying to catch them as they go out the right doorway, but Gen.G in a really bad position now. How is Oberon going to catch up to the rest of the team? Meta Athena don't want to chase kills. They maybe just want to cut off Oberon, but he's got a shield, a very chunky one in fact, and Oberon will be able to join the rest of the team. Meta Athena now will be ready to drop down. Grav will be the key to their victory. They throw it out. Actually, double Grav action going on. Gen.G still alive, but they don't have support ultimates. Rally from Teru used first. WeakCube will probably wake up and use his, but probably not when the fight is lost already. Meta Athena holding very strong defense so far. Really, that was probably due to kind of a messy rotation from Gen.G, mainly because Oberon got cut off, and then what were they going to do from there? It was the Grav v Grav. Meta Athena surviving through the neutralized fight like that. Now the next fight. You got support ultimates, barrier, rally from Gen.G. They have EMP. Where is Glister? You can see he's in the corner. And getting in here, he actually gets the vanilla hack on him. Oberon had the shatter. I'm kind of surprised. Okay, he took a second to do it. No opportunity found to really go in deep there. Gen.G now use the EMP. Meta Athena, though, had their Lucio hidden. The barrier keeps them alive. Now the nano given to Inhyuk. Oh, yeah. You can't mess with him when he's got that. Gen.G already backing off. Oberon's been consistently dying first, and no issue with him, but Meta Athena, it's an issue of, or the key of focus fire for Meta Athena, recognizing Oberon. You gotta take him down. That's why Meta Athena are running this Ana. The Nano's gonna give Inhyuk such a big advantage in that. Now, couple seconds left. Gen.G, final opportunity to get the point, and they've used almost every ultimate in that previous fight. They have support ultimates. They have to play this one smart. Jerry got hacked. Glister can't let him EMP. He can't let him find that onto his team. That could be over for Gen.G, but look, first take. Meta Athena give it up for the second. Looking for the setup from Jerry. They have EMP shatter, but they're on the high ground, so it's a little awkward how they're going to drop down onto Gen.G. Oberon looks for opportunity for shatter, finds Shubel on the ground. Jerry dies with EMP. How does that happen? Oberon literally closes the door on Meta Athena. They get the point when they almost could have gotten full held. If it wasn't for Glister and the rest of Gen.G zoning off the building, keeping Meta Athena trapped. That EMP shatter could have gotten Meta Athena the full hold. And Athena regrouping their forces. They'd like to maybe hold the doorway as it opens, but they're pretty far away at the moment, so won't be able to zone them there. But still, EMP Shatter. It's gonna be ready. You can see Gen.G actually have someone. I think that was Wuyal on the high ground. There's the EMP actually from Glister. Why is Jerry not using the EMP yet? Maybe it was too far back. The wrong call, or not the right call, or any call was not made. Gen.G with the EMP win fight. Now they have the Grav, Lucio, and Trans. Maybe Jerry actually didn't spot where the supports were and doesn't want to risk getting easy countered like that. But now it's got to happen. Athena have Grav and EMP, so if they Trans or barrier the EMP or Grav, well, they can use one or the other to try and win this fight. It would be a big investment, but having the card at this location is going to be big for Athena. We saw even Runaway Infusion actually get stopped at this particular point on Hollywood yesterday. Very hard to retake this position once you've lost it. And now once they've lost Glister, this is going to be tough. Grab from Wuyal, EMP, in response from Jerry. The shot from Oberon as Athena went to engage. Gen.G lost Wuyal. This is tough. Transcendence, they know Oberon is their last chance. Even with the Transcendence, he still dies. Athena are playing their 3-2-1 so well, especially with an Ana. You can deny the resources. Just that biotic grenade is a winning condition enough sometimes, but you give up the Transcendence. They seem to be still winning fights without needing it. Levels is keeping up with this barrier uptime. Now Gen.G, next fight. Don't have a ton. They really thought they could win that fight without Oberon, without maybe Wuyal late to the party. Now it's the high ground fight. We've seen some teams try and fight on this high ground, so once you have the high ground, you can decide when you're ready to use your cooldowns, and actually a split push. Gen.G on the cart and Gen.G on the high ground. Wuyal will also get free damage, not having can actually go past the shield. He gets grabbed there from Shubil, and there's Gen.G sustaining with a barrier. Last chance Gen.G now. They're now in overtime. Half gave the nano earlier for Inhyuk to make sure this fight was still winnable, but not being too aggressive with it. Gen.G working towards that EMP. Glister spotting out where the supports are. Jumps from the high ground. Athena, though, they use the barrier. Inhyuk still dies. Is this winnable for Athena? Gen.G are playing perfectly together. The supports are trying to get out from Athena, but you can't get away from Weekid on, or especially Wuyal. He's probably a human microwave at this point. Gen.G get point B, but hey, this is taking them a long time, right? Because point B was in overtime, or sorry, the actual point was in overtime, point A, if you will. Point B in overtime. Now they only have a minute something to get to point C, and that's when Athena start to kick in with that respawn advantage. The toughest parts coming in for Gen.G, the final boss. But Gen.G had the tools, Grav, Shatter, Transcendence, but Jerry, where is Jerry? He spots the supports, needs to make sure he gets creative because he can't let him trance. He's got to counter it. There's an EMP from Jerry. The Shatter to follow on with Inhyuk. Creative, not there to use a Transcendence. As soon as they lose Oberon, he actually decides to save the trance for the next fight. Gen.G are pretty close. Athena don't want to play too aggressive here. EMP Shadow gets the job done. Gen.G with the Grav, Shatter, Trance, same stuff. They're being conservative this time. They know they tried to use a Grav when Oberon was dead last time, didn't work out, but now that Oberon was dead before, they know they can try and save it for a better day. Greener grasses. Gen.G around the corner, looking to set up the Grav. The Shatter starts from Oberon, actually gets the front line. They don't even need to use the Grav. Well, he's actually hacked, he can't even use it. He's dead, now he really can't use it. Gen.G are getting zoned off. Athena will not let them finish the map without Wuyal. Transcendence was used to make sure this was still any winnable? Question mark? EP, Grav, Athena, disrespect. Just using everything they can. No disrespect, but Gen.G actually still have some people alive. Throwing out the Grav, not a ton of energy, but still converting the kills. Gen.G, I thought that was over. Oh boy. Okay, but still. Gen.G love overtime apparently. Just like Fusion Uni like game 5s, they like overtime. It's okay. It's winnable. Maybe not, because they only have a barrier. And Jerry has EMP. So he's got to find Bliss. They know creative use trans. There's Jerry in the back with the EMP, and Oberon instantly eliminated. Gen.G without a front line of supports. Can Weekid put the team on his back. Wheel needs to gather up his energy. He's getting swung like a baseball by Inhyuk. Gen.G are just struggling, just trying to buy their team some time. It's too far, though. Gen.G had close response before. They had a chance to come back, but that's a far, far walk. Gen.G will not be able to finish the map, but still a pretty impressive push despite them being in overtime, like I said already a million times. But great focus fire so far from Meta Athena. I had almost favored Oberon to be winning these Rhine fights just because of experience levels alone. But it really shows how you can't underestimate any team coming into Contenders Korea. They always were able to shut down Oberon. Gen.G's issue is that they would still try and invest Ultimate C in this replay, that they use the barrier probably to save Oberon, but to also make this a winnable fight. They still want to invest time despite losing a Reinhardt, and that's a really tough fight to turn around when you have another Reinhardt that could shatter your whole team. He's going to be completely uncontested. Now the winning condition is set. Can Meta Athena finish the map, stay alive in the series? It is 2-0 for Gen.G. And you might be like, well, it's time to turn off the stream for the moment, but no, okay? Because yesterday in Fusion Uni match, WGS were down 0-2, and then won Hollywood and Havana. So, I'm just saying, anything can happen. Overwatch is like a box of chocolates, alright? So, Meta Athena can make this work. They're warming up, they're figuring out the cracks in the armor of Gen.G. And that crack is splitting Oberon. Just kill him. Forehead. And that seems to be just completely making Gen.G fall apart. I obviously don't know the comm structure of Gen.G. If you can kill a shot caller, kill one of the leaders, which maybe could be Oberon, that's when you see Gen.G start to fall apart. Obviously without a shield, that's the main reason. Now the Sombra 3-2-1 from either side. Half still on the Ana, and Creative still on the Zenyatta, which is a big difference between these two teams, where Half has been giving Inhyuk a big advantage with the Nano. Creative has been keeping Oberon alive with the Transcendence. Now, which one would you rather pick? The extra damage or the biotic grenade? Probably up to the team. Big rotation from Meta Athena towards security, up and around, ring around the Rosie. Gen.G on the high ground. Oberon, bit of a disconnect. He's kind of by himself. Maybe he's actually trying to bait Meta Athena, but Meta Athena got a free tick, so they don't need to move anywhere. It's Gen.G that needs to stop this from happening. And so far, not a lot of ult charge because not a lot of people are fighting. It's Meta Athena playing very passively and just holding on to the air. They care more about map control than actually getting the kills, and we saw that even on Temple of Anubis. Second tick, and you have a Nano from Half. If Oberon doesn't take care of Inhyuk soon, that's gonna be tough. You can see Inhyuk getting low. That Nano could be used here. Now Glister has EMP first over Jerry. Launches it. Shatter from Oberon, splitting the faces of Meta Athena. Perfect control. Creative, I think, used the trans just in case. I think it was maybe in panic because Inhyuk just got the Nano from Half. There's the grab. A panic counter shatter from Inhyuk to protect his team, and although Gen.G did use a lot, they are not decisively winning this. 2 ticks for Meta Athena, who now just used the EMP and barrier. Inhyuk taking care of Oberon. No! That charge could have been deadly, but Oberon cleans it up. A very chaotic fight. That's going to be Gen.G giving up that defense, but taking as much time as they can away. And Meta Athena farmed up another grab, which is going to be maybe the winning condition for the next fight. But the value of ultimates that Gen.G used, like EMP, grab, shatter, I thought the fight was won. Meta Athena turning things around with the Nano, turning things around with Jerry getting the EMP second. If you're able to survive long enough to EMP second, that obviously is ideal. Alright, we'll see what Meta Athena can do here. Got Grab Nano versus EMP of Gen.G on the defense. There's Glister doing that first. Nano from Half given to Teru. That's a raid boss, sure. But is it really winnable? You have, I think Jerry got discovered in the backline, so he's already out. So the EMP from Gen.G did buy them some time. They did force out the Nano from Teru. I'm not sure if that was maybe the ideal target they were looking for. Unless Teru had Rally, you usually want to give that Nano to the Reinhardt. Gen.G holding on to this position with the Shatter. He's going to play Ring Around the Rosie with the card, maybe trying to play line of sight, bait the shield down, keep an eye on it. This could be humongous. Oberon does not let go of this position. He's letting Meta Athena come to him. Thinks they walked past his shield, but a great reactive bubble from Shubil keeps him up. The grab is thrown from Shubil. Speaking of which, and that just breaks down the front line of Gen.G, who have a grab of their own now. Again, this is the question we've thought about for Gen.G. Now they've lost Oberon. This time they're completely disengaging. He was actually asleep onto Weakheed, and a great reaction from Meta Athena to get that extra stagger pick. Now Gen.G have to give up even more space because of that. And now Meta Athena have a perfect setup of an EMP coming down from the high ground and half with a nano to Inhyuk with EMP Shatter. Meta Athena have to get point B. Now all the pressure, all the weight is going to go down on Creative's shoulders of how he can use his Transcendence to counter the EMP coming up. Oh, he got spotted as it came out the doorway. Hey guys, what's up? And then there's the fire. Yeah, he walked into that fire. Meta Athena setting a blaze to Gen.G's defense. All this momentum, and by the way, finishing so much quicker than Gen.G on their attack. So 3 minutes and 40 for Meta Athena to finish that green or yellow box of victory if you will is right there. And that is their only opportunity to stay alive in this series. They have time to do it. Gen.G though, oh my god, look, it's a Christmas tree on their side, guys. 5 ultimates, Grav, EMP. You wish you had the Shatter, sure. But you can get it done just with the EMP or the Grav. Meta Athena have a barrier possibly to counter it. Again, the issue of running an Ana, you can only save one person. Which child do you love the most? Usually it's been Inhyuk, as that nano did get given to Inhyuk, who goes forward. But the trance and barrier, Gen.G double support ultimate before Shubil could use Grav. So that is a fight win for Meta Athena from the disconnect of Gen.G's support line. And of course, keep in mind, Gen.G are a stacked team, but this support line of Bliss and Creative are new to the squad. Meta Athena, I mean, haven't lost a fight since God knows how long, and that box of victory is there. Gen.G have one chance, and his name is Glister. Can he make things pop with the EMP? It has to be big. Levels has to stay in with the barrier. Oh no! EMP Shatter just destroys Meta Athena! And Levels out of the barrier didn't even matter. Gen.G just slaughtered them. And Gen.G, man, it's about time. It's about time we got a fight win. About time. And at the perfect position now. 2 minutes. This is easily holdable. They have respawn advantage. Meta Athena need to go several rounds of fight wins to get this done. Meta Athena setting up Jerry with the EMP. He's on the high ground. You're going to see that sniper. They actually cross path and you don't even see. Jerry now has to see where these supports are. I mean, Gen.G have used their support ultimates. Jerry has to know that you don't need to get the supports. And he only gets only got the Zarya, so not the most valuable EMP. Gen.G up by a bunch too, because they did take care of the Reinhardt for Meta Athena, so Meta Athena are a bit different in that way of they don't waste any time. If they've lost their Reinhardt, they are just outie. But Gen.G, because they won that fight, whew, thank God, by the way, they have Grav EMP, so this is another fight you would favor them for. Okay, he needs to get that extra 5% though. This Meta Athena getting down to their last minute. They don't have a ton of time to work with. Glister looking for his hack. He did get the vanilla one, still waiting for the EMP, but the grab from Muyal actually finishes them off. And now Gen.G have another option of EMP Shatter. This is textbook plays from Gen.G. Meta Athena live to die another day, and that other day is coming up in the next 45 seconds, where if they don't get this victory, they don't get the W, well, they get the L. Fun fact, they will be losing this series to Gen.G and being 0-2 the first 2 weeks. It's not great, but hey, there's several weeks in the season. Time for them to warm up. There's the EMP first from Gen.G. Gets everyone from Meta Athena. They didn't have a barrier. Half can't even save his favorite child with the nano. Now Meta Athena can wipe the sweat off their face and be like, okay, they've used Grav, they used EMP, they've used literally everything. So now it's our turn to win, hopefully. This Meta Athena also have to touch. There's a few seconds left. It's probably in a bigger hurry than they would have liked. And Athena, Shubil with the grab. Bliss waits. He's like, I got the barrier, guys, ready to drop this beat. But Athena, they start to pressure the payload. Shubil holds on. Oh, what an anti, though. Really pushes Meta Athena back. Creative gave the nano to Oberon, who holds this fortress. Has to turn his shield around. Inhyuk could also get a shatter if Oberon's not careful. He's kind of playing by himself. Inhyuk tried to go for a shatter towards the left, catch some supports, didn't do so. Shubil's now forced to use the grab, and there it is. He starts to really melt away. Gen.G, Oberon buying some time, but his shield is broken. Someone from Gen.G has to touch this cart, or they're gonna lose the map, and there you have it. Meta Athena, almost in overtime. Take a map, stay alive against Gen.G. That is incredible. Gen.G, round after round, never give up. Believe it, as anime would maybe quote. I know. Oh, yeah. But Meta Athena will stay alive into Series 2-1 with that Hollywood win. We will be heading into Escort. I think it will be Havana. Let's see if I'm right. See you after this break. everybody, welcome back. We have 2-1 Gen.G versus Meta Athena Havana. I was correct. This is our final map. And what did I say, guys? What did I say? It is not over till it's over. And I mean that because I kind of cursed it when I said WGS. They were down 0-2 yesterday against Funi and then won Hollywood and Havana. Now, is this the curse that will happen when you're feeling confident in the match? Gen.G, I don't think... I mean, it was more that their offense took forever, right? It was overtime for the point. It was overtime for point B, and then they only had a minute something to get to point C, where it honestly could have happened. I honestly thought they had better chances of holding a defense when they were rotating, or alternating, I guess, perfectly. The EMP, grab, shatter, things like that. But eventually, I mean, because Meta Athena put such a swift offense, they had, I think, 3 minutes for point C or something? 2 or 3. So that gave them several rounds of ultimates, several tries where Gen.G really realistically had 1 round of ultimates they could have tried for point C. So we head into Havana, new map, where some teams have been kind of stuck. I haven't seen a ton of the final of the map. I think yesterday, Funi lost Havana, and then Runaway lost Havana. So it seems like, I said this in my cast yesterday, it's kind of cursed. But this is Meta Athena, last opportunity to force a game 5. Can they do it? App's cam is frozen. But I'm sure he's putting on his headset and everything is fine. Everything is fine. Gen.G on the defense, actually. This is weird. Orion and Orisa sacrificing the Diva to have extra shield. So this means they might want to hold close and at least give Oberon a chance to regenerate his shield. You don't have the self-destruct opportunity. You give it up for a supercharger. Now Meta Athena may be recognizing this. Go for the Rhine 3-3 again with the Ana. And maybe with this Orisa beard, now it's going to be even harder for Half, especially on this angle where they're more on a downward slope, to get that anti-nade over the top. But mainly, he's going to give that nano to Inhyuk as he usually does. Minus that one time. The one time he gave it to Teru, the raid boss. But lots of shielding for Gen.G. And it's going to be up to Meta Athena. Maybe Gen.G are trying to challenge their aggression. Like, will you walk past this barrier? Can you break this? Meta Athena are getting some distance, but Gen.G keep regenerating themselves, and especially having Wikid on the Baptiste. Instead of the Brigida, you don't have that... Oh my goodness, Oberon. Okay. Sending them, everyone, to a hospital, an Overwatch hospital, where heroes never die. It's a great shatter at the start, but as I was saying, the Baptiste, the immortality field, maybe buy them a second life if a self-destruct from Shubil were to come through. That was that miracle that happened on Temple of Anubis that one time. Maybe extra healing, because they're going to be more stationary. Brig is used to more engage with, so if they're having a Rhine and a Orisa, you want to have that healing from the Baptiste, more long range. Maybe even buying them some time to put back a shield, and there is a grab first from Gen.G, who already have their first round of ultimates. But Meta Athena, they're the ones that thrive. Despite getting grabbed, Inhyuk stays alive, not even needing a nano, because actually half swapped to the Zen earlier. I missed that. It's going to be more important to have that Zen for the extra damage, sure, but also to have the Transcendence against Glister's Grav. All that utility. I mean, who half is not going to sleep anyone. He's not going to biotic with 2 shields. One last contest from Gen.G. 0.42 meters away. Transcendence used early. Gen.G. trying to hold his defense for the moment. There's the grab first from Jerry. He actually gets shattered. Transcendence from half used to make sure the train can still go. But Athena, though, have lost their front line. They'll have to reset, and that's a critical point. That payload is far and deep. It's quite a far walk. Bit of a respawn advantage, too, for Gen.G. Having a grab up next fight. Meta Athena have not really much, because they used it in the previous fight, the grab self-destruct. And they had to use trans. So maybe the idea is to speed boost into them with barrier. Try to go for a shatter, catching Gen.G reacting in a bad way. But with 2 shields, it's going to be even harder for Inhyuk to do that. What kind of rotation now, trying to stay out of line of sight. And Wuyao can also add even more damage on the Orisa. Oh, he goes around and shatters the Orisa. Perfect play. Oberon's getting stunned, but Meta Athena in the driver's seat, taking care of that immortality field. They're only up by 1, and now taking care of Oberon. Perfect plays. Meta Athena get point A. And half. Okay, has a 3K. Okay. But now the high ground. So here in Warehouse, for those that not have seen Havana a ton, it's a big dance about who can control the high ground. Because the high ground, just kind of like Hollywood, decides when you can engage. And you can put more damage past the shields. Keep your support safer, especially when you're running Ryan 3-3 instead of a Winston 3-3. But now Meta Athena getting challenged here from Gen.G. Glister with the grab. Shubo could use a self-destruct in a defensive way to make sure that Gen.G don't follow up with that grab as easily. Actually, Meta Athena get helped back onto the high ground by the halt from Luyal. But Meta Athena also have to make sure they rotate towards that payload to make sure that is also advancing, and they actually give up the high ground for the moment as Gen.G drops. Or actually, they don't drop up until they're gonna keep shooting the shield of Inhyuk because they know if he can't advance, Meta Athena can't play aggressive. And that's already 1 down for the attacking team. Supercharger. Self-destruct from Shubo, tried to zone out the area. I think he got killed in Baby Diva form. Meta Athena. Oh, okay. Inhyuk tried to catch Oberon. He actually might get that kill. That was a great boop. I think that might have been from Gen.G's Lucio to get that Ryan forward. Doesn't matter though. Gen.G clean house. And this is a really defensive favorite part of the map. The high ground held from Gen.G. Meta Athena took that low ground approach, but it didn't really help them. Because Inhyuk had the damage from the entire team, and then he wasn't able to keep a shield up, and without a shield, what leg do you have to stand on? Well, Gen.G have a horse leg to stand on with the Orisa at least, but they do give up the Diva, so a little bit. Just less Matrix, less damage mitigation, but we'll see how this one will go. Gen.G have the grab. Glister gets ready, but Jerry has his as well. Who will pull the trigger first? Some members displaced by a halt there. That's also maybe what Wuyal is going for, the halt to get people off the high ground. As Meta Athena recognizes this, they rotate around towards the other side. Grab's still at the ready, but now Glister's the one in the driver's seat. He's on the high ground. He has a better position to do so, and he still goes for it. Catches a few, and there's that amplification matrix from Weakheat. Put even more into it. Meta Athena don't even have to use the grab yet. They want to keep Inhyuk alive, though. This fight could be dead, and it is! Oh, no! Inhyuk dead, even when levels used barrier. Rough time. Immortality Supercharger dead for Gen.G, but now you can maybe see Meta Athena thinking this is winnable without their main tank player. But you can see they're disengaging, not a ton of time left. They know if they get staggered, if they waste any time, it's not ideal taking a 5 versus 6 fight. See if Shubo can get one of those Temple of Anubis self-destructs, though. At least to even zone them off the high ground would be ideal. Get them on a level playing field. As Meta Athena pushing the card, they also have to touch it. Overtime about to start. Oberon is going to have the shatter. If Meta Athena are not careful, he tries to play the line of sight. That is one big truck, but Inhyuk doesn't budge, doesn't phase. Rav is a little bit off from Glister, but Meta Athena eventually go in it to save their Lucio player. Inhyuk is so low, he has to play, just get out of line of sight. There's not a ton of healing without levels. Half has the nano. You gotta give this to Inhyuk. He needs to assert his dominance. They need to get rid of that immortality field too because they can't kill anybody in it. Forehead. Meta Athena in overtime. Now they have the nano onto that Ryan, but they still haven't gotten any progress. Gen.G are just sustaining perfectly. As Inhyuk goes forward, Wuyal just bursts him down. This is really an incredible defense from Gen.G. Despite maybe a composition I haven't seen before. That's usually what my buddy Heurix is here to explain my bronze forehead for. Meta Athena, though, they are dropping the last and final grab, the candles on the birthday cake, to blow away their chances of finishing the map little on point B. So good start for Gen.G. See if they can close out the series. They are up 2-1, and Meta Athena, we're feeling maybe pretty hot after that Hollywood win. Always great to have that momentum shift, but you can see that Gen.G are quite composed and have clearly studied this map to go with the Baptiste, Rhine, or Risic pump for not only the double shield, and look how much this has helped them. Because Shubil hasn't been able to have as much value with these self-destructs. They're always blocked. And he's not able to follow along with Inhyuk as much. Just a lot of defense from Gen.G with the double shield, as I've said. You can see where that card is, hanging out in Warehouse, which, I mean, yes, Meta Athena didn't get far, but you saw how good that defense was. They could equally do the same thing. Warehouse does favor the defense when you can at least win that initial fight and hold the high ground. I'd be interested to see what kind of approach Meta Athena do on their defense. The Rhine 3-3 for the moment for point A, but do they switch it up for Warehouse is the question. And as I said in the beginning of the series, a lot of these players from Meta Athena have actually teamed with Gen.G. Levels and Shubil used to be on Gen.G in Season 3 2018. And you even had, who was it? Yeah, Levels and Shubil. I think there was someone else too. But anyway, Meta Athena have gone through such a long journey from Open Division to Trials to now Contenders to prove themselves. And against a titan like Gen.G in their second week, you'd love to maybe have these tough players or these tough teams later on in your season, just so you can kind of figure things out with your team. Meta Athena have some time together, but definitely not as much time as Gen.G. As wow, a really, really close hold from Meta Athena. I've seen close, like maybe a few more meters up the street, but spawn door close, that's a little confident. Now they definitely want to get out of there, or at least move away, because Inhyuk has to regenerate his shield, and Gen.G looking to tango. 3-2-1 for them with the Sombra. Looking to 3-2-1 go behind a hack, and Glister back to the Shadow Realm for you. That's not going to happen. Gen.G struggling. I mean, it's maybe going to be hard for Glister to stay invisible when he literally can't leave the spawn. Neither of them can. Meta Athena, I mean, they lost to Zarya, so you can maybe see them giving up some space here, but that did buy them at least a minute off the clock. Even up this playing field is Gen.G. They have a Grav though, so although they've been stomped on for the first minute of the game, Wuyao was able to benefit of that, which usually, by the way, a Diva player, and he's been actually doing really good on the Zarya, trading that with Glister. So Meta Athena holding on to this card. They have the support ultimate sustain against the Grav. Grav throw now from Wuyao. Meta Athena use the Transcendence and rally. Oh, Shadow on top of that from Oberon. Can they send them packing? It's actually Inhyuk who's gonna get packing. But let's see, Gen.G. Can they finish the job though? One Reinhardt dead doesn't mean the end of the fight, especially when you're missing your Sombra. But still contesting the cart is gonna be Meta Athena with that Diva. So buying again some time. And not feeding, by the way, just trying to throw your body on the cart, prevent that cart from moving, so at least they have a chance for one last fight before point A capture. Alright, Jerry. Let's see what you can do with this Grav. Maybe it won't be, it might not be flashy because you got two support ultimates and an EMP from Glister from Gen.G. There's Gen.G now, getting caught from the grab from Jerry. Counter shatter use from Inhyuk, barrier from Levels. Meta Athena are alive and well and thriving almost because they've taken care of two of the three supports from Gen.G with only a grab. That's perfect. And now Gen.G have left that cart in a very bad place, very far from their spawn, so a lot of space to make up. It takes a lot of time to get all the way back there. And now do Meta Athena just hold cart, or do they hold the corner? But now Gen.G probably have an advantage here with the Graviton. Half has the Transcendence. We'll see if they can at least maybe try and burst Inhyuk down before that comes out. Gen.G already under fire, getting booped forward. Oberon doesn't budge. There's a grab from Wuyao. Meta Athena. Transcendence, perfectly fine. Everything is fine. Now they're on fire because EMP from Glister, Plan B into effect. Meta Athena missing a Reinhardt. They're going to be missing a lot more. Get the Kleenex out because they might be crying, missing their Reinhardt player, and now missing Shubil. Well, he's going to get that mech back from that self-destruct. It zones off the area, and that's exactly what that ultimate is now used for, to regain control of a fight, take the pace back in their hands. Gen.G now have nothing left in the tank except the Transcendence. Grab thrown from Jerry. Creative doesn't have the Transcendence yet. That's critical. Last 25 seconds of the game. Gen.G, are you serious? Shatter from Inhyuk. Oh my god, they've just missed position. They've just thrown Gen.G into a pit of death. That spawn room. 10 seconds remain. Gen.G are so far. You need a 5-star Uber to get you back to this cart very fast. Is there a Lucio? Is there anyone there to touch Meta Athena? Force the game 5 against Gen.G. Guys, what did I say? What did I say? I wouldn't lie to you. I probably caster curse this. This is a real religious thing that whenever a caster says something, it'll usually happen or not happen. Fun fact. WGS did this exact thing against Funi. I said this. I'm going to say it because sometimes new viewers don't know what's going on. But 0-2. WGS started off 0-2 against Funi. 1 Hollywood, 1 Havana. Is this how Gen.G? I'm not going to say the reverse sweep word. Well, I already said it now. It's too late. But this could possibly happen. 2 consecutive maps for Meta Athena. Our final map, I believe, will be Ilios for our game 5. We're going to throw it to a quick break. We'll see if Meta Athena can finish the sweep. It's game 5, everybody, and I'm still here. Are you still awake? I hope so. Because then I would be talking to nobody. Gen.G versus Meta Athena. 2 maps in a row, Hollywood and Havana. What's going on? Whew, that would be quite a story that a color caster would love to tell you. But hey, Gen.G definitely running out of steam, clearly, with the 2 consecutive maps. Meta Athena warming up. We'll see if Ilios can turn things around, because if you guys remember, dig back in your brains how Busan went. It's pretty decisively, well, it was 2-1, sure, but the maps that Gen.G did, or the rounds that Gen.G did win, were like 100-0 and I think 100-23. And it was on the backs of triple DPS, absolute chaos. Now on a map like Ilios, that could very much happen, but we did see Gen.G kind of dabble in some Orisa. With Weall, I think, ran that, and some double main tanks, some stuff happened there. See what kind of silliness they will do. Hovering over the Winston 3-3, or maybe a 3-2-1. And I think if you're Meta Athena, you know Wiki loves that Pharah. So half is already ready with the Moira, which is perfect. Not only do you have the Fade ability to get out of sticky situations, you have the extra healing. The extra healing will be critical, and sometimes that Coalescence can be fun to, at least my bronze self will try and go after a fire with the Coalescence. But probably not ideal. Out the gates, Winston 3-2-1, Meta Athena. Gen.G with a bunker protect the McCree setup. Setting up that shield actually very far forward. Sometimes people like to kind of stay at their normal doorway, kind of get a feel for what Meta Athena are running. Meta Athena seems like they're actually going back to spawn, recognizing, well, they're not running the triple DPS. Do we need the Moira? So going back to the Ana quad tank? Maybe not. Mystery Heroes, all right, we've locked in. Triple tank with the McCree. Jerry versus Stalker, which, hey, by the way, Stalker's playing. Hey, Stalker's playing. Over Glister. Substitution happened. I just noticed. Welcome to the game. 5th map. No pressure, Stalker. I hope you're warmed up, especially on McCree. By the way, this is patch 1.36. Patch before this, I believe, so not new McCree, but still, McCree's pretty OP, until I cursed it. Little boop to help that, help things out. But because Gen.G didn't have to play Mystery Heroes in the spawn, they got that first control. And with a map like this, you can stall things out, especially in Orisa versus Orisa setup. Meta Athena are really going to struggle with this, because they have to kill everybody. Forehead. I mean that because they have to actually take back control, whilst Gen.G can stall things out forever. And there's not a ton of shield break on Gen.G's side. You only have a McCree, and for the side of Meta Athena, they just switch. They have, well, an extra Roadhog instead of a 3rd support. So what can Wicked really do on this brig when the battle is going to be taking place at a distance? Wicked can only maybe assist with the little cardboard shield that he has, but would have maybe loved to see him on a Pharah, something to put extra pressure on that shield. Oh, could have maybe hooked him into the well. That'd have been cooler, but taking out the main shield of Gen.G is very important. Meta Athena can now look for the flip. That nano was given to Jerry, but Gen.G actually still have 4 members alive, so without a main shield, they can rotate in and out, but now they gave it up. Now this is going to hurt, especially when they got hit by an anti, probably why they had to play out of line of sight. Now Meta Athena in the driver's seat, the actual driver's seat here of well. They have control, now they can play the stall game. Overall comes back on the Hammond. Instead of playing this Orisa versus Orisa, we shoot the shield until we die of old age, he is going to take the fight to them. With the combination of Weall and Stalker popping up with a 3K. Gen.G take back the point. Wow. And Athena out the gates. I don't think they're changing anything up. Still sticking with the Orisa, which is sometimes hard to attack with because she be slow. She don't run very fast, but levels is going to help with that, of course, with the Lucio. But you need a consistent shield, and especially with Reinhardt, you can't do anything at a distance. Especially when Gen.G is going to bring the fight to you. The barrier's used, the mines are left at that front doorway, so Meta Athena are actually zoned off. Whole Hog is used to create some space, get rid of those mines. There's a Deadeye self-destruct from Gen.G, still in control until Wiki takes a dip. Meta Athena have their own Deadeye now, and there's no shield stopping him. He fully charges that Oberon. He's okay with that. He goes back to spawn. He'll be back at least quicker than Horse Lady will. So now Meta Athena still don't have control, though. So Gen.G can just take all the time in the world to get the reinforcements back. Oberon swaps the Winston. Smart play. Needs that shield in case a Deadeye were to come out. And of course, get that primal. You can maybe get some environmental kills with that, but Athena regained control, and they're actually going back to, or Gen.G is going back to spawn, sorry, getting that Zarya out instead of the McCree. So the Winston 3-3 fully coming out. Athena still sticking to the Ana setup. Half has been running a ton of Ana, which even without a Sombra has been doing that. And now the Nano choice might be kind of funny, because usually that was Inyuk on the Reinhardt. Now he has to give it to Jerry most likely to keep him alive, and he might need to. He's 1 HP. Gen.G looking to regain control, starting to collapse on Athena's setup of the Orisa, doing just that with the rally guiding them. Athena sustained with a barrier, holding on to the Nano, uses supercharger words. But Gen.G only need to win this one fight. Oh no! Double boop from Levels! You do not want to play around edges or pools with Levels on your team, or at least a Lucio around you. True facts. So Athena still hold on to control. And we are getting into final fight territory where Gen.G did use a few ultimates, but now they're coming up on a bunch. So you won't see them use it in the early fight because they're at 80%, but Athena with a Doomfist Moira. Those might have been swaps that they did in desperation. But you need that extra healing from half. Hopefully win out this fight, but not a ton of utility comes out of a Moira, especially when there's no DPS on the other side. Don't need that extra healing at the moment. Gen.G gonna be going in with the barrier, self-destruct at the back, and it finds at least the Doomfist. 1-to-1 trade. We all couldn't get back into back. Stalker takes one, make it two. He's got a grab, and a monkey on the field is making it impossible for Athena to hold on to anything. Oof. That was a way closer round than we saw in map 1. Overtime going away. Gen.G take that first round, 102-99. You saw Athena, I mean, with this Orisa setup, they got countered, just straight up countered. You had Oberon go from the Hammond to the Winston. Made Athena get off the McCree. Even with the McCree, Oberon shall not be stopped. Here on Lighthouse. Oh, now we bring out the Pharah? But we'll see if we stick to the Sombra 3-2-1 or the Rhine 3-3, which is more common on this map, but Contenders Korea introduces me to a lot of funny comps, and I love to get to know how different regions have their interpretation of how to win Overwatch. Here we go, Rhine 3-3 from Athena versus Rhine 3-2-1. The Sombra from Stalker. So usually this was Glister and Wuyall on occasions that they run DPS. Wuyall will be the Sombra. But Stalker now has been known as that Sombra player for Gen.G, swapping out with Glister. We'll see what kind of playstyle he has, how different he is from Glister, who was keeping up with Jerry on that Sombra EMP uptime. But now it's the dance of the high grounds, waiting for the point to unlock. Athena jumped down, they're ready to party. Gen.G sort of getting uninvited, they're not allowed into the doorway. But Athena into the point, lost their Lucio. Well, you can't speed engage into them. A little bit less healing, and now without a main shield, that was great rotations from Wuyall to get right clicks in and around the shield, get him low. So though Athena, okay Bliss. Okay, we're fighting for the best boops of the game. Levels got 2 last round, so Bliss has some stuff to work on, but Athena did get a whole 9% until Gen.G killed them. So now into this next fight, there's EMP disposal here for Gen.G. EMP Shatter. Spicy. Now, do they play towards the point, or are they going to play towards the middle of the map? I can't see it at the moment. Seems like middle of the map. As Athena drop, you have to be worried about this EMP because they don't have any support ultimates. There's the EMP dropping on the face of Athena. Oberon doesn't even need the shatter. He knows they're dead in the water. Hey, let's just shatter because it's fun. Sending them off the ledge because they also would like to spawn faster. Gen.G hold on to that. EMP shatter use, that's great. Now in the next fight, support ultimate advantage for Gen.G, nothing else after that. But Athena have the grab. Now will this be effective despite 3 support ultimates from Gen.G? We'll find out after this episode. Just kidding, we're still going. Athena on the high ground. Like to do this every single time. See when they want to drop. See, Stalker's on the high ground too, so he almost could have went for a vanilla hack. There's that grab. He goes right after that. Zarya knows that's the main source of damage. Wooyall is dead for Gen.G. And you actually have the Transcendence and Rally used, so still winnable. Gen.G only lost to Zarya. They actually disengaged right away. Probably out of cooldowns, out of hope. Meta Athena get that point right back. And now they're in the driver's seat with a Shatter self-destruct. And holding this close to make that, well, maybe give them a little bit more area. So if they were to spread out past the shield or to the left, a little bit to the right of Oberon's shield, Inhyuk can just 360 slam them. But now Gen.G actually play on the high ground, drop down. Oh, and there's the EMP hitting from Stalker. Oberon, though, and the Shatter on top of that. Oof. That was done so quickly, too. Meta Athena didn't even see it coming. And that's kind of the issue Meta Athena are going to have throughout the season. If they keep running this on, they'll win the Rhine duel, sure. Maybe they'll get some biotics to turn the fight around, deny those resources, but without a Transcendence, it's really going to be hard. Like I said in Hollywood, I made this joke, but who's your favorite child? Who are you going to save with that nano? You can see that Lucio up there, Bliss looking for the boop. Doesn't want to die, didn't find it right away. Meta Athena now. Last chance to get this point back. Game 5, 95% plus. Wooyall has the grab. Meta Athena on the point. They have a barrier. He needed to maybe get that hack onto levels. He does get that barrier out for the grab from Wooyall. He's so, I believe, high energy. Oberon plays ring around the rosy. Perfect Shatter. He gets slept, but you can't stop Oberon. He's coming for you and your family, but it's not done yet. One last goodbye from Jerry. Throws his final grab of the game. Gen.G warding off the last remaining forces of Meta Athena, who fought so valiantly, to be honest. Bringing this to a game 5, no one probably would have expected this game score at all. Meta Athena making their way from trials to contenders, forcing a game 5 against Gen.G, who placed second in the regular season last season. Definitely a good showing. In your week 2 to be this strong, I think no one should sleep on Meta Athena. Even in their week 1, Meta Athena took a map off O2 Blast, which O2 Blast was the team that beat Runaway last season, so hey, looking pretty good. Especially Inhyuk, who I wasn't sure how he was going to do against Oberon, but with the help of Path on that Ana, that'll be good. Somber 3-2-1. I think Meta Athena looked strong on. Stalker and Glister, though, Gen.G have options, so I've been liking how they're using their substitutes, and even with a new support lineup, Gen.G did look maybe a little disconnected on the first 2 maps. You saw having to use a Transcendence. I think they did double support ultimate on Temple of Anubis, so there's like minor disconnects there, but for a team like Gen.G, still looking stacked this season. Now Gen.G are up 2-0. And unfortunately for Meta Athena, they're starting off their season 0-2. But with a Game 5 win, that does help your map differential. If you're wondering why we play the 4-map set when the series is lost, it's because of map differential. And I think we might have the standings ready for you to kind of see how things line up. But Gen.G is still going to be clearly at the top. Look at that. First match, 2-0. I mean, winning in Game 5 is not the best for their map differential. Kind of like the same situation for the other team. But hey, Meta Athena are not last. So that's a thumbs up in their books probably. As we have more Overwatch around the corner. O2 Blast versus Element Mystic. I know you guys got your popcorn ready for that. And maybe you thought this was going to be a sleeper match, but no. This was a Game 5. Now, can you imagine what O2 Blast and Element Mystic are going to be? Okay, sure, the Grand Finals was 4-0. But, hear me out. People go through evolution, just like an Eevee. Let's see if they've done enough growth during the offseason. I'm going to throw it to a quick break. When we get back,